Hi, guys. Exciting news for season 4. The Thrive Tribe newsletter is for everyone and it's free.
To sign up for our newsletter and to get more out of Chasing Brighter and engage with our amazing community, go to chasingbrighter.com/newsletter to get the latest updates.
And every month we have freebies, so check it out.
Welcome to the Chasing Brighter podcast, the podcast created as a guide to make midlife the best life.
Are you ready to embrace the next chapter of your life with confidence and excitement? Your best life is just a listen away.
Hi, Kelly. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jess. I'm starting to feel a little tired. I've been up since 5:30 a.m. today, so I'm starting to feel
We are in the studio together. You're in the studio in Henderson, Nevada.
Yes.
Recording together. We figured out how to use 2 microphones. I'm really proud of us.
It's the headquarters of the Chasing Brighter Studios.
Yes. And my
company.
LinkedIn profile, it says podcast producer,
Mm-hmm.
And because we went to PodFest in 2023.
Yes.
And they said to say that we're a podcast host / producer because we are.
Yes.
And because of that, I'm getting a lot of clicks the last 6 months for people looking for podcast producers. So maybe that will be another job for me. But I just wanted to keep today's episode short and sweet. I wanted to talk about something that the people's name, my bestie, my longest and dearest friend, Julie, sent me about the number of friends you call with good news versus bad news. So I want to talk about that. And it was Simon Sinek, and we read his book in season 1. And then who was the other guy? You said someone, Hyman.
Mark Hyman, he's a well-known functional medicine doctor.
Oh, okay. So they are having a conversation on Nifty and Bold, which I'm assuming is a podcast. And the one guy, you knew who they were. So Simon Sinek said that you have these friends that you can call and talk to when things are going bad and you call for support. And then you have friends that you call with good news. And the people that you call with good news is smaller than who you call with bad news because it's like they may think you're bragging or take it the wrong way. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think as a human, we tend to, not everybody, but a lot of us maybe are afraid to celebrate wins with others because we're afraid like others will be jealous or we're afraid that they're going to think we're bragging. It's hard. It's trying to find, I thought it was interesting conversation with those 2 people because it really is about being authentic and being vulnerable. And maybe it's more about the friends you have who you can be more vulnerable with about anything. Because celebrating wins, I think, is something that it's like I guess another thing to think about is who would be happy? Who would you love to share if you had really great news? Like who are those people that come to mind that you would share with versus others you might not because they...
Well, this is where it's interesting because when I hear vulnerability, I automatically think sad that you can tell people what's really going on and they can see behind the curtain.
Well,
so this is interesting.
Well, but I also have to say, feel that there's telling somebody bad news and how you're more apt to tell people bad news than good news. Sure, that's fine. But that's still surface, deep bad news, right? There are a lot of things, there are things that might be really troubling that I don't want to share with people because I don't feel comfortable sharing that with them.
Does that resonate with you that there are less people in your life that you would tell good news to versus bad news? Is that true for you? That's true for me. I totally get that.
I agree that it's easier to share not so great news with people than it is to share good news.
Because something will happen and then someone will say, how come you didn't tell me that? I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, but I personally feel like some of those people, if you told them that in the moment, they wouldn't actually be happy. But now they found out after the fact and they...
I don't mean it like that. I just mean that I don't tell a lot of people good news. And then they find out and they're like, oh, why didn't you tell me? And it's interesting, right? I don't think it's like that particular person. I just think I'm more likely to share bad news than I am good news. And I think that's super interesting. And I do think it's because I just, I'm obsessed with the 4 agreements. What other people do and say has to do with them and not you. And so I just think that there are people that are going to take that personally, and you don't want to brag or boast, which is also maybe like a feminine thing. I don't know, although there was 2 men that were talking about it, but just as far as like, we're not like trained or programmed to celebrate ourselves. Like, that's called bragging. And what is bragging? You know what I mean? If you think about it, why is bragging bad, period?
I totally agree. I mean, I feel like we've been raised in this culture where you can't actually share good news in a lot of ways with people because they're jealous. Because there's this scarcity.
I think we think they're jealous.
No, I agree with you. I think there's this like scarcity thing where like you can't be happy because it's like others aren't happy. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, Jess, but I do feel like even our own growth with Chasing Brighter, like I feel like I try to surround myself with people who build each other up, right? Being happy
so
is
our
about
circles are smaller now.
Yeah.
I think about, it was a reel for Brene Brown, and she said she talks about candle blower outers. And so I definitely think when my kids, they're younger, my kids are younger, that there are a lot of kids in their life that are candle blower outers. And it's like, we can all have, like you're saying, abundance. We can all have our candle. We can all have a candle. And why can't you be successful and make millions of dollars, and I be successful and make millions of dollars, and you can win awards and I can win awards? It's not like there's this finite amount of happiness.
Yes, I totally agree. And, I think that part of my own journey too is you find the people who you can do those things with. Yeah. And as you explore, you're like, oh, I realize like this person wouldn't be happy for me. So I'm more cautious around sharing good information because I can tell that they compare. Where other people don't compare, right? Because it doesn't matter. There's no perfect formula of anything. So just finding people, I also think, let me layer this on with. I also feel like when it's said, like sharing good news, it makes me think about celebrating wins. And when I think about celebrating wins, I think about who do you want to celebrate wins with? And all the wins, and we need to celebrate more wins. And there's more happy than we acknowledge, There's a lot of good things that we can share.
I think what's coming up for me when I'm hearing you talk too is that I think that we might have people in our life that are struggling and in a negative headspace and aren't going to be able to emotionally handle your success.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to say it.
Yeah. So I find that really interesting. We'd love to hear your thoughts about it. DM us. Let us know what you think about it. But you can always message us and we will celebrate your win because we believe in abundance and we can all be happy and have wins. And I hope you're out there having some wins this week.
Thanks for listening today.
If you loved today's episode, share with a friend. Are you ready to chase brighter days ahead? Subscribe to Chasing Brighter now, and let's embark on this exciting journey together.